Hey everybody, it's Mark again. I got tired of working on my friend's clock and I decided that I wanted to investigate this Kienzle clock that I got recently. And if you don't have a pair of these hemostats, I highly suggest that you get a pair. I love mine. They come in, they have so many different uses. I showed you where you can use this as the beat setting tool, the horologer beat setting tool. I have a horologer beat setting tool right here, and the whole purpose behind this tool is so you can make minute adjustments on a torsion / anniversary clock. You attach the tool to the block, and then you make minute adjustments out here versus trying to adjust it here. Same way that you could use these hemostats, you can attach it to the block and make your minute adjustments out here. But anyway, getting back to this clock, there are four nuts on the bottom that I need to take off, and I can't get a socket in there. So with this hemostat tool, you can grab a hold of the nuts and then undo them. And one particular nut, the very end of the threads are stripped, so you had to unscrew and pull at the same time, and that's where this tool comes in handy. I should have got a pair a long time ago. Probably not used for taking nuts off, but hey, it works. And now I should be able to pop this plate off here, this drawing, and this is where the music box is. Right here. But in order to take the clock apart, I had to take the bottom section off, because in order to get this movement out, you have to undo these two screws, and you had to take the bottom plate off to get to these two screws. As you can see, the governor band is turning, and which causes this wheel to turn, which hits this music box. But the music box needs cleaned up. Like I said, this whole movement is dirty and it needs cleaned up. And like I said, I got tired of working on my friend's 8-day Oompa clock, and so I wanted a break. I could be working on another cuckoo clock, but every once in a while you get tired of working on cuckoo clocks that you need to take a break from working on cuckoo clocks, or you will go cuckoo. And unfortunately, I'm going to have to take this whole section apart, because the clock don't wanna, the movement don't wanna come apart because it's too big for the door. Maybe if I wind the spring up all the way, I can get it out. I don't want to take the frame apart because sometimes they are hard to get back in. There you go. Thank God. Just like that. You see the glass drop? These things have to be precise when you put them together, or they don't go together. Like I said, I was wanting to check out the movement. I want to take the plate, the hands off. Now I have a hand puller. Here's a hand puller. And the way it works is you put these two arms underneath the hand that you want to take off, and then you screw this down and it forces the hands to come off. But if the hand is too small, then this won't work. And see if this might work on this hand. I don't know. I'm gonna tilt my camera down so y'all can see what I'm doing. But you put the arms underneath the arbor, and then you screw this down, and it's supposed to pull the hand off. Without bending it up. But as you can see, it's bending it up. So what I like using is this. You do the same thing, or you do the same thing. You put it underneath the hands, and then you squeeze. And gently rock it back and forth. Now, wasn't that a lot easier than the hand puller? And I wouldn't have damaged the hands with this tool. Now, you have to use some common sense when using this tool. You don't want to squeeze too hard, or you're gonna break something. And you can use it for quite a few hands. Did I damage any hands? No, I did not. So, get you a set of dikes like this to take off your hands. Now I need to take off the dial and I'm going to take off the dial plate by removing these pins that are, there's 4 of them. 1, 2, 3. Well, in this case, I only see 3. There's typically 4 of them. But that will allow this plate to come off. Of course, I have a parts box right here for all these parts I'm taking off. And as you can see, the governor pin is still spinning. That means the music is still playing. And there's the dial plate that came off. Like I said, this is a Kienzle clock that was made between 1898 and 1923 per this trademark. I was wanting to look at the hairspring, and this clock would run if it wasn't so filthy. Getting back to this, I believe that once I change this alarm, it was shut off, which it did. Because it's designed to wake you up. And there it is again. And that is the time that it is, I'm assuming. 6:45 maybe. But once I change the alarm, it shuts off. And I don't know whether or not this has where you pull it out to shut it off, but if you change the alarm, it shuts it off. So anyway, I need to clean this movement up. And because I don't like working with these hairspring movements, because I break them all the time, and I would not normally suggest this, but this is my clock. I can do what I want with it. I'm going to put the whole thing in the ultrasonic cleaner. I wouldn't suggest that. Don't get me wrong here. I highly recommend, when possible, that you take the movement completely apart and then put it in your ultrasonic cleaner. But like I said, I've messed up more of these hair springs, of these springs right here, than I want to count, because I'm not an expert on them. The clock wants to run. It is extremely dirty. What I'm going to do is put this entire thing in my ultrasonic cleaner, and I'm also going to take this music box off of this wooden plate and put that in my ultrasonic cleaner, because it is extremely dirty. And I'm gonna draw around it first before I do. That way I put the thing back into the put it back onto the wood the way it came off. But getting back to me putting the movement in the ultrasonic cleaner, I do not recommend it. You will hear me over and over and over again saying that the ultrasonic cleaner was not designed that way. The movement has to be taken apart, or should be taken apart. There's only been one other time when I have not taken a movement apart, and that was for a novelty clock that has the little tabs to put the to keep the movement together. And I told you in that particular video, if I was to take those tabs, it would probably break that clock. So don't be, well, you can do what you want, but please keep your comments professionally. This is my clock. If this was a customer's clock, I wouldn't be working on it. I would be giving it to somebody who knows how to deal with these escapements. But I tear them up all the time, and so I'm going to put this thing in my ultrasonic cleaner just like this. I will release the spring some, that way water, the cleaning solution, will get away from the springs. But I don't want to tear up this clock. I got the music box out of the cleaner, and I used a Dremel to clean it up. You can do this with gears also. You put them in your fingers. Once you get the right position of the gear, it'll automatically spin for you. But anyway, I got it cleaned up. I need to put a couple of drops of oil on it. I'll let y'all listen to it. If I can get it to play here. I think the comb is needing adjusting now. Some of the, maybe not. I just don't have it in a good spot. Maybe the comb needs a little bit of adjustments. If you look, I'm trying to do this while videoing this. If you look, the teeth on this side hit, but the teeth on this side don't hit that well. And as you can see, there's a wider gap at this end than there is this end. Maybe you could see that. But as I was saying, the teeth on this side hit, but the teeth on this side don't hit that well. So I'm going to have to push this side in some. But it looks a lot better. I only left it in the ultrasonic cleaner for a couple minutes. But it needs adjusting. As you could see, the teeth here are hitting, but as you come down this end, it don't hit. And there is one tooth that's broken off, but there's nothing I can do about that. And I was fixing to adjust it, but I noticed these screws are loose, and that's why it's acting the way it is. Of course, it's going to sound a little bit different when I put it back in the clock, but and I might have to adjust the comb some more. I wish my friend David Rakes was still alive, because he would be able to tell me what tune that is. But I'm going to mark with a permanent marker the side of the comb. That way I know where to put it back in the clock. Because there's a side to the comb that where there's no teeth. And that way I know that's the end of the song. It's still a beautiful picture. That's on the bottom of this clock. I love it. The glass for the sides of the clock just came out, and it's because the material is old and dry and crinkling. If you don't know about this stuff, this Sprayway World's Best Glass Cleaner, Foaming Action, Ammonia Free, Streak Free Shine, you can get this at like Menards. It's really good stuff. A good friend of mine, Sean Barnes, told me about this stuff, and I love it. I clean my computers with it, my TV. I would suggest that prior to cleaning any electronics, that you unplug your electronics. Somebody I know was cleaning a computer or a TV. I know her husband, I don't know her, but she got electrocuted from cleaning an electronic item. So make sure you unplug any electronics prior to cleaning them, or you might get electrocuted and get disabled like she is. There's a bunch of dried up stuff on this glass. I hope I don't cut myself. Not completely done, but can you see the difference? I can. So, this thing probably hasn't been cleaned in a very long time. It might have never been cleaned. I think I'm gonna take some Dawn dish detergent and a toothbrush to it, and then go back over it with this Sprayway. I hope you all are enjoying this video. It looks a lot better. Now to put it back in the slot, I'm going to have to get some kind of sealant. Sorry, some putty or something so it stays in. Here I got the movement out of the cleaner. I oiled it up. There is a video that talks about how to put this thing in beat. Now I'm probably going to have to watch it again. It'll stay running for a minute or so, maybe, and then it quits. Hasn't been running in a while. It might take off after a while. On this assembly here, there is some crap that I don't know what it is. Might causing it to be out of balance. So that's why I need to watch that video again. So we'll come back hopefully after I get this thing all put together, I now have a video editor to where I can add different videos. That way it's all one video. But anyway, tell me what y'all think. Again, I apologize if I offend people for putting this movement in the ultrasonic cleaner hole. But I explained to you, I've got a clock there that has the same kind of hairspring. I got 2 or 3 clocks underneath my desk that had this same kind of entrapment, and so I thought I would try doing it this way. So anyway, leave me some comments. Keep it professional, and may God bless each and every one of you. I wanted to add putting my B amplifier on it. I don't know if you could hear it, but it doesn't sound right to me. When it's working. So I'm going to try to adjust this palette. I don't think that fixed it. I'm going to go the other way. It sounds better. I don't know if you can see what I'm doing, but there's a notch in this collet where the spring is attached to, and all I'm doing is putting a screwdriver that fits in there and putting the screwdriver up against the frame of the clock, putting it in the collet slot, and then turning this wheel one way or the other to move that collet to put it in beat. And that sounds a lot better to me. Maybe you can hear this. This is a B amplifier from Radio Shack. I got it off of Amazon. I think it was the last one. They make a better one, and I have a video that talks about the different adapters. There's an adapter that you can buy that amplifies the sound like 20 times. For somebody who's deaf like me, it's a lot better. But anyway, that sounds good. It looks good. If it continues to run overnight, I'm going to put it back in the case. And I have a clock that I did not break this spring. Hallelujah. Now you know why I didn't take it apart. With pocket watches, there was a couple of train accidents. So the owners of the railroad wanted a pocket watch designed that was accurate, and the reason why there was a couple of train accidents is because station master of the railroad at each depot, their clocks weren't that accurate, and neither were their pocket watches. So when a train said it was supposed to leave at a certain time frame, it left at a different time frame because the timekeeping system wasn't that accurate. So they designed a railroad pocket watch with standards, and you would have to be able to turn it like this and it stays running, turn it like this and it stays running, turn it like this, turn it different ways and it stays running, just like this clock is staying running. The pocket watch had to have so many inspection points in order for it to be considered a railroad pocket watch. And so after they designed those pocket watches, they had more accurate timekeeping system and less train wrecks. You can read about that in the pocket watch history. I just happen to have, because I also collect pocket watches, and I just happen to have a 2016 book here written by Gilbert, Ingle, and Shugart, and they're the most sought after book of pocket watches. But at the beginning of this book is the history of pocket watches. And I'll read it to you real fast. Maybe. I don't like to read. I don't know if this is the history of the pocket watch. I think it is. Maybe I'll do that for a different day. But there is a section in this book that talks about some train wrecks and the requirements in order for it to be a railroad pocket watch. There are some pocket watches out there that say railroad on them, but they're not a true railroad pocket watch. Anyway, beat amplifier still sounding good. The clock movement is still running, and hopefully it stays running. And one last time, in order for me to get the beat, what I did, there's a collet to the right side of this spring. That collet has got a slot in it. And the YouTube video that I watched, it showed you how to initially put this thing in, but I'm not going to take it apart because my eyesight, etc., I'll damage the spring. And so what you do is you put a screwdriver that fits inside that slot on that collet, holding it up against the frame, and then turn this wheel one way or the other to get it to sound in beat. Hope that helps. Again, may God bless each and every one of you. Here I have the movement in the clock temporarily. I don't have the dial on. I don't have the glass in. But I was wanting to see what the music sounds like. You have to get this bottom plate in just right. Nice and loud. That would wake you up. Pretty cool. I think there's might be a lever missing, because I would think that you should be able to shut the clock off, put it on snooze or whatever without tripping this lever. Anyway, we're getting there. The movement has been running for 15, 16 hours, so it's time to put it back in the case. I didn't clean up the case. I don't know if I cleaned up the case, whether it would take away the coloring and make it look like this, so I'm gonna leave it alone. It helps if I turn it upside right. Putting the tapered pins back in to hold the dial plate on. And some of y'all might want to see me do this, so Here we have a tapered pin. That's where it goes. Pushing on it once I get it in the hole to keep it in the hole. And the last one here. Dial plate is on. As you can see, the movement is still running. So next step is putting it in. And here on the bottom, you have to make sure that this gear here that turns the music is in the right spot. So I'm just gonna start the what I need to do is, because you can't take the dial off here, so I have to take the movement back out and put the hands on. Now, with the second hand on, it is causing some friction. I want to make sure it's not hitting the dial plate. I'm going to go ahead and put the hour hand and the minute hand on. And then worry about putting the clock back in beat. Now, with the minute hand and the hour hand, you're going to have to figure out what time it is. And I want to straighten up the minute hand here. It's kind of crooked. So what I'm going to do is put it on my flat bar here and then hit it with my ball peen hammer. And as you can see now, it's not been out of shape. It straightened it out pretty good. But as I was saying, You have to figure out what time it is by, I guess I'll have to wind up the alarm some. By activating the alarm. And so whenever this alarm goes off is where I'll put the hands. And there's an arrow on this showing you which way to turn it. And it went off at about 12. I need to get some eyes on this. It went off right around 1 o'clock. So that is where I'm going to put the hands. And then I'm going to move these hands, we'll say, to the 6 o'clock position. And then I'm going to rotate the hands to see if the alarm goes off at the 6 o'clock position. And it's kind of hard to rotate the hands. So the alarm should be going off but it hasn't. So this dial might be off. So I'm going to keep rotating the hands until the alarm goes off. And there might be an issue with the lever that activates I'm going to take these hands back off. I have to find my tool that I use to remove the hands. Do y'all have trouble finding your tools? Because I have trouble finding my tools ever so often. I put them where I think I put them away. I already found it. I didn't put it away. Well, the alarm is going off now. So, I'm going to move this hand back to the 6 o'clock position. So, with this type of alarm system, it's designed to wake you up. And so, it will continue to go off until you change the alarm. So I'm going to go ahead and rotate it around. I think this lever is getting stuck. There went off a 6 o'clock position, and that's what time it is. So I'm going to put it on the 5 o'clock position. So it'll go off again at 5 o'clock. But now it's time to put this thing in the case. And as I was saying, you want to get this gear lined up with this slot when you're done. That way the music will be activated. But right now I'm just getting these keepers started. And this keeper here has to go sideways like this. That way the alarm gear can come out of the housing to meet up with the music box. And this is kind of a trial and error type thing. Because the platform for the music box has to go in here, but you can't see in here. So, like I said, it's a trial and error type thing. And some of these arms are bent. So I want to get my music box to where it's playing the last notes. And then put it in. And then I want to start some nuts. Because the music box let me take this nut back off and I'll try to explain it. The music box is just going to float inside here because these teeth here line up with these teeth here, so it kind of just floats in there. So you basically, what I'm going to do is I'm going to start these nuts, and I think maybe that's what these wood pieces are for, is to shim it once you get it playing well, I will say. But like I said, it's a trial and error type thing. So I'm going to get the music to go off again. And it sounds pretty good. So I'm just going to I had it right. So once I get these nuts started with my hemostats, I'm going to get the music to play again, and then shim it up with the wood. if I put a piece of wood back there. Like I said, it's a lot of trial and error. And I think I put that in a bind with that piece of wood. So anyway, I'm going to continue playing around with the wood, and we'll get back to you as soon as I get it done. So here's my Kienzle carriage clock that I bought. It used to belong to William Thompson's dad. I got it off the real estate auction. I got it off an auction site. I paid around $26 total for it to include shipping. The music just playing. It's got the unique picture on the bottom. These shims of wood is to maneuver the wood because the music box is underneath this wood, and it's got an alarm on it. I got it set up. The clock was running. I still have to probably do some minor adjustments on that. It was running for about 16, 17 hours. So I'm going to turn the music off. It's the only way to turn the music off is to change the setting, the alarm setting. It the way this works, 12. Let me get something to point with. The clock is set up, the dial here is set up counterclockwise. So 12 is here, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And so I had it on 6 o'clock, and when I, you rotate the setting knob clockwise. That way, when you're sleeping and this thing wakes you up, when you rotate it clockwise, instead of being on 6 o'clock, it's now on 5 o'clock, so it won't wake you up again. You would have to rotate it all the way around if you want to snooze for an hour or 30 minutes or whatever. But anyway, this clock was made between 1898 and 1923. I did not put the glass in it because I have to get some material to hold the glass. But as you can see, the clock is ticking away. I hope y'all like this video series. Please leave me some comments, some professional comments. May God bless each and every one of you.